So for this recipe, you'll need the following ingredients: some salt, you'll need some onion powder, some garlic powder, some bouillon, some onions. You'll also need some white pepper or any kind of pepper you like, some tomato paste, some garlic, some oil. I'm using walnut oil today, but you can choose whatever kind you want. You'll also need some celery, some pre-cooked beans, or at least where they're par-cooked. I'm using red beans today. You can use whatever kind you like. And lastly, you'll need a mixture of peppers, which is going to just be, I'm using orange and yellow bell peppers because that's what I had, and there's a jalapeno mixed in there too. You can choose to leave the seeds in the jalapeno or not. I actually took the seeds out because I didn't want this to be spicy today. But these are all of the ingredients you'll need for this delicious bean dish that we're going to make today. And we'll go ahead and go to the kitchen and get started. Okay guys, so today I'm actually going to show you how to make beans, one of my favorite ways. And what I like to do is, I like to put a lot of vegetables in there. So you want to start with your pan nice and hot. And what you're going to first start with is your onions. You're going to go ahead and put those in. You'll also go ahead and put your celery in here. I've got about 3 ribs that I just diced up and washed, of course. You'll put those in. And all you're going to do here is give it a stir, just to mix it around a little bit. Get it nice and mixed like that. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of salt in here, just some salt and pepper, because you want to draw out some of that moisture that's in there. And you can use any kind of salt you like. I'm using sea salt because that's just what I like. So I'm just going to put a little bit of salt in there. And we're going to put a little bit of pepper in here. I'm using white pepper today. You could use any kind of pepper you like as well. And you'll just start it off with this. And what you're going to do, you're going to let the onions and celery actually cook for about 5 minutes so they get nice and soft and translucent for you. So I'm going to go ahead and let this cook. And once it comes to 5 minutes, we'll come back with the next step. And we'll continue. And we're back! So now the onions and celery have kind of got a bit translucent. It's been about 5 minutes. So now that part is ready. Now what you'll do, go ahead and add in your peppers. I'm using a mixture of orange, yellow, and there's 1 jalapeno. You can choose whatever peppers you like. You can choose to leave the seeds in your jalapeno or not. I chose to take mine out because I didn't want this to be spicy. So you'll go ahead and add those in and mix those in. And at the same time, you'll go ahead and add your garlic, which I'm just using about a teaspoon or so of garlic. And I'm just using the jarred kind because that's what I have. And it saves time, so goody for that. You'll also add some tomato paste in. I'm using about 2 tablespoons roughly. I'm just guesstimating here. So you'll go ahead and add that. And also you'll go ahead and season it one more time with some, now you'll just put a little bit of pepper, some salt, because that's important. You want to season all of the layers, whether it's just, 1 thing, 2 things, And I'm putting in some garlic powder here. I'm also going to put in some onion powder. And also at this time, you can go ahead and add your bouillon. And you can use whatever kind of bouillon you like. I'm using veggie bouillon for mine. And you're going to do about a tablespoon, roughly, because what's going to happen is you're going to add water to this. So the bouillon is actually going to be dissolved in liquid. But what I like to do, just because I like to make sure that all the vegetables get some bouillon action, I like to add the bouillon and tomato paste in and give it a really nice mix, because see, it'll mix in with all the vegetables at the bottom and it'll get nice and sticky. And you see that color at the bottom of that? Oh boy, that looks good. You can always add any other types of vegetables if you like, but you know, I'm good with onions and celery, peppers, and that's pretty much all. If you want, you could add tomatoes to this, but I chose to just do tomato paste just to get the flavor, as it's more concentrated. Now, you'll either use water, or if you reserve some of the liquid from the beans when you initially cooked them, you can use that. I actually reserved some of my liquid, and I'm just going to add this in. I reserved, I want to say, about 1.5 cups, maybe 2 cups. You'll go ahead and pour that in. And, you know, you can cook your beans any kind of way that you want. I cooked mine actually in the Instant Pot, and it took maybe an hour. But that's because I cooked them at low pressure, and I wanted them to be really, really tender, but I wanted them to still have a little bit of where they were still a little bit raw, just because I knew I was going to throw them in here with all the vegetables and stuff. So now you got that mix going. Here's the fun part. All you're going to do now is take your beans, your red beans, which is what I'm using. You'll go ahead and throw those in. And you just mix them in with all the vegetables and all of that flavor. Woo! Look at that. It looks really good, right? And what I love here too is just that it's a vegetable dish. It's just vegetables and beans, and it's literally, you know, the best thing for you. Like, beans are actually really good for you. They have, you know, fiber, keep you full, and they're easy to cook. So, I love it. Now, as I said, if you want, you could you could put some tomatoes in here. I didn't, but you know, I just got beans and vegetables. And what I like to do with this is serve it with rice. Or you could just eat it like this, honestly. Or another great way to eat this too, something I like to do too, I like to make some cornbread and serve this over cornbread. Oh, it's so good. And then you put your little bit of hot sauce on it. Woo, it's yummy. It's so good. So I'm just I'm just stirring this up to make sure everything is blended well. And I'm just going to add 1 little dash of pepper. 1 more dash of onion powder. 1 more dash of garlic powder. And just a bit of salt. And again, this is because I'm seasoning with each layer as I make it, because I don't know about you guys, but I've come across where I've had beans before and they literally just tasted like nothing because whoever cooked them didn't season them right. So for me, it's important that you put that seasoning in. Now I just mix that seasoning in, and all you're gonna do is basically it's pretty much done because the beans are basically cooked. You're just gonna let this simmer for a little bit because the beans are mostly cooked. Excuse me, y'all. But yeah, you'll just let these cook for about 15 minutes. And all I'm gonna do is just leave it on the stove 15 minutes and it's ready. And you guys, when I tell you, this is one of those dishes where you can make this and your whole family will enjoy it. It really is. And I think it's enjoyable just because it's simple. You know, you can pre-cook the beans, so that's great. And then vegetables take no time, so you can literally have this on the table within about 25-30 minutes, just based off of the preparation and the pre-steps that you take. But yeah, so I'm gonna let this cook for about 15 minutes and we'll come back and serve it up. Alright? And there you have it, guys. These are the beans after they finished. Ooh, they look so good. And it's still hot. I can't wait to dig in. You can also add other things to it if you like. You can put corn in here, tomatoes, whatever vegetables you like. But this is my favorite way to make beans outside of just the plain ones. This recipe actually just kind of happened. It was literally I was trying to figure out what I was going to have for dinner one night and just kind of went in the fridge and took everything out and cut up vegetables and threw everything in the pot and had some beans that were left over, and this was what I came up with. So after that happened, I was like, hey, let me share it with everybody, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, these are really good. You can season it any way you want. I did real simple, you know, I love it. I hope you all love it too. Vegan Visionary, and we out of here. We'll see you next week. Bye bye. Y'all have a great one.